The history of colonialism in the Nusantara cannot be separated from the presence of the VOC, or the Verenigde Oost-Indische-Compagnie. Initially established to address competition among Dutch merchants, the VOC quickly evolved into a powerful colonial force, controlling not only the spice trade, but also the fate of nations in Southeast Asia, particularly Indonesia. How could a company wield such great power that it shaped history for more than 2 centuries? The story of the VOC is about how economic power can turn into a tool of brutal political domination, and its impact is still felt today. In the early 17th century, European nations began to race to find new trade routes to Asia. Known for its wealth of spices, spices like pepper, nutmeg, and cloves were highly valuable in Europe because, in addition to being used as cooking ingredients, they were also used as medicine and food preservatives. Awareness of the potential for great profits from this trade drove countries like Portugal, Spain, and England to embark on expeditions to the east. However, among all the European powers, the Dutch emerged as the main player in Asian trade thanks to the establishment of the VOC in 1602. Before the formation of the VOC, Dutch trading companies known as companies competed with each other to dominate trade in Asia. Faced with these challenges, Dutch entrepreneurs and the government realized that a more structured and coordinated organization was needed to address these threats and maximize profits from trade in Asia. On March 20th, 1602, through the initiative of Johan van Oldenbarnevelt, a highly influential Dutch statesman, 6 Dutch trading companies based in various cities such as Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and Delft were merged into a large entity named the Verenigde Oost-Indische-Compagnie, or the VOC. The VOC became the world's first multinational company with powers equivalent to those of a nation, an unprecedented achievement. Additionally, the VOC also had its headquarters in Batavia, now Jakarta, which was established by John Peter Soon Cohen in 1619. Batavia became the center of the VOC's operations in Asia, where all major decisions related to trade, military, and politics were made. The city was meticulously organized, equipped with strong fortifications, a port, and logistical facilities that allowed the VOC to effectively control the surrounding areas. Peter Both, the first Governor-General of the VOC, led the company from 1610 to 1614. Under his leadership, the VOC began to strengthen its grip on the Moluccas, the center of the spice trade, by building fortresses and negotiating agreements with local rulers. Both also introduced the compulsory planting system, where local farmers were forced to grow the crops desired by the VOC, such as cloves and nutmeg, which were then purchased by the company at very low prices. Another key figure was Herman Willem Daendels, the 36th Governor-General of the Dutch East Indies. Known for his ambitious project, the construction of the Great Post Road from Aceh to Panarukan. However, this project was carried out using forced labor, causing great suffering for thousands of indigenous workers who were forced to work under extremely harsh conditions. Despite this, the road built by Daendels remains one of the most famous colonial legacies in Indonesia to this day. The VOC did not only focus on the spice trade, but also expanded its operations into various other commodities, such as tea, coffee, and textiles. To ensure the sustainability of its trade monopoly, the VOC implemented various strategies that were effective but brutal. One of the main strategies was the contingenten and verplichte leveranties systems, where local farmers were forced to sell their produce to the VOC at prices set by the company. This system allowed the VOC to control the supply and prices of commodities in the international market while suppressing the profits that could be earned by the farmers. At the height of its glory in the mid-17th century, the VOC was the richest and most powerful company in the world. This success was driven by its monopoly on the spice trade, control over major trade routes in Asia, and military power capable of protecting the company's interests from external threats. The VOC also played a crucial role in shaping the political map of Southeast Asia, establishing colonies that became the basis of Dutch power in the region. However, like many other great powers in history, the glory of the VOC did not last forever. By the late 17th century, the VOC began to face various problems that gradually weakened the company. One of the biggest issues was rampant corruption within the organization. Many VOC officials prioritized personal interests over the company's interests, leading to significant losses for the VOC. Additionally, the high operational costs, especially to maintain military power and colonial administration, began to strain the company's finances. The history of the VOC is a story of ambition, power, and downfall. For nearly 2 centuries, the VOC dominated trade in Asia and played a key role in shaping the history of the Nusantara. But like all great empires, its success was based on exploitation and violence, which ultimately led to its downfall. Although the VOC was long dissolved, its impact is still felt today, both in the form of colonial legacies and in the collective memory of the Indonesian people about a dark past. The VOC was not just a trading company, but also a colonial force that left a deep mark on Indonesia's history.